Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled People. In today's episode, friend wants to use me as her backup ATM. Update, friend wants to use me as her backup ATM. This Karen wants what she wants, and she wants it now. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Friend wants to use me as her backup ATM. Next month I am going away on vacation with a longtime friend, F. We are going to the Caribbean for 5 nights. It is not all inclusive, so we will be responsible for paying for food, drinks, and any activities. She asked me how much was I bringing in cash. I said $300 cash plus debit and credit cards. She told me she is going to bring $300 cash but no debit or credit cards. She said she is on a budget and $300 is her limit. I explained that comes around to only $60 per day. This is not one of the cheaper Caribbean islands, so food and drink alone won't leave her with much left over. I reminded her that she needs to factor in cabs, incidentals, or any activities we may decide to do. And you never know if an emergency will come up where she will need money. She says to me, "That is why I have you," and started to laugh. That pissed me off to no end. I tell her that we are both adults who are responsible for our own selves. It would be one thing if she lost her purse and needed money. I would float her money before she even had time to ask. But to purposely use me as her backup ATM is not going to work. I told her now that I know what she is up to. I'm not going to go along with it. If she runs out of money, she will just be asked out and hungry. She needs to bring her cards with her for her own good. She is now telling me I am too harsh and she will bring extra money but no cards. I told her to do what she wants, but if there is an emergency, she is on her own. We will need an update for when she spends all her cash in the first 2 days and starts begging. My friend brought a jar of peanut butter and a bag of pot to 3-day music festival and didn't pitch in for gas or anything of ours he ate. He is not a friend anymore. I meant it when I said she is on her own. She can call the same friends who are telling her I'm being unreasonable. Let me recap if I may. Your friend, and I think you are using the term incorrectly, told you she plans on using you to cover her expenses. When you told her no, she then said she'd bring a bit more but no cards to cover her costs. I doubt you can get out of the trip, but she will expect you to cover every cab and get rounds of drinks. We've all known this type. Demand money up front before you even get in a taxi. Under no circumstances open a tab at a bar you go to. Do not allow her to charge anything to the room. In fact, insist she bring a card to put on file because you know she's going to use your money if it's on file. When ordering at restaurants, she will need to show cash up front. Basically, this trip is ruined and your friendship probably is as well. But you must make a choice. Either she pays and you end up miserable but have your money, or you pay and end up miserable out a bunch of cash. This sucks hard, but NTA. Lucky she warned you so you could set your boundaries. Have fun, hope she doesn't sulk. Ditch her now. She's just going to ruin the trip for you eventually. Update, friend wants to use me as her backup ATM. Update, thanks to everyone for your feedback and suggestions. It truly did save the vacation. I'll hit the highlights. Some of you said that the hotel would want a credit card on file from the person who made the reservation. My friend was the one who booked the vacation. She put the whole thing on her credit card because she wanted the card points. I told her because the reservation was booked through a third-party app, the hotel would need the original card used to make the reservation. So she was on the hook to bring her credit card. I have no idea if that is true or not, but it sounded good based on what you all commented, lol. She was not happy that her own greed got her, lol. But at least she brought a credit card. Others mentioned that she was going to sulk. And sulk she did. When we got to the airport, I told her I was not going to spend the vacation in her misery, so let's hash it out right now. She said that my tone was very rude, as if I was accusing her of trying to mooch off of me. She was. I told her to put herself in my shoes. She was deliberately not being responsible and told me to my face I was her backup plan and laughed about it. It made me feel used and put upon. She apologized and I apologized for being so harsh. Some of you said she would try to be content with cutting corners. Cabs were prohibitively expensive on the island and they didn't take credit cards. So, she looked up how to take the local buses. I was fine with that until we waited 45 minutes in the heat for a bus to take us to the mall, island time. Yup, we only took cabs after that. A few mentioned that she would go through her cash in the first 2 days. You were close. 2.5 days. There were several markets with local jewelry and crafts that she absolutely loved, and they only took cash. So she ran through her money rather quickly. She only brought her credit card, not her debit card. So, as someone suggested, I made her Zelle me right then and there the money I took out of the ATM for her. She paid for the exchange and ATM fees. She tried it with the meals. She ordered something big and wanted to split the bill evenly. Normally I would not nitpick about that, but I just didn't want her to feel like she still got one over on me in any way. Since she used her credit card for meals to save the cash she had, I paid what I owed in cash and she paid the rest, her higher portion, with her credit card. Overall, we had a good time. We did a few excursions, had shopping and beach time, and relaxed. She even told me it was a good thing she brought her credit card. Things only got weird when I asked her to Zelle me right then and there at the ATM before I gave her the cash, but she knew why I was being so hard-nosed about it. Edit, I want to thank everyone for the kind words. Your great advice and comments on the original post really helped me save this vacation. It was a group effort, LOL. And thanks for the awards. I love this. Thanks for the update, and standing your ground. Thanks for the update. Sounds like you're figured out how to have a good time and keep both of you straight. I learned a lot from this. I shall put my foot down next time I holiday with friends or family. My eldest daughter and I took a beach trip. She'd never been to a beach, and we split everything down the middle. It was a good trip. After we got back, my middle daughter complained because you never take me anywhere. She's right, because she would have expected me to pay for everything after agreeing to split the costs. I don't have that kind of money. She has been all over the country multiple times with her friends, so it's not like she can't afford it herself. This Karen wants what she wants, and she wants it now. This happened about 15 years ago, when I was working in a call center for a very big cell phone company. Now, this VBCC had call centers all over the US. I happened to be working in one in the Midwest. Swing shift. It was near the end of my shift one night, so almost 1 a.m., and things were winding down. My last call beeped through, but the customer's account didn't automatically pop up on the computer screen. This meant one of two things: either this wasn't an actual customer yet, or it was a customer with a lost or busted phone. I was hoping for the first, but, sadly, it was the second. So, I gird my loins and steel myself and prepare to do what I can to help. I got her cell number so I could pull up her account and saw that she had wisely purchased the replacement insurance. I used my best, compassionate customer service voice and assured her that she would get a replacement phone in 5 to 7 business days. She was not happy about this, and I get it. But there's nothing else I can do. The conversation went something like this. "Kay, I want my phone now." Me, I understand. And I empathize, but the replacement phones are sent through the mail. It takes 5 to 7 business days for it to arrive. I'm sorry. Kay, no. You will give me my new phone, now. I'll pick it up at the store. Me, ma'am? You're in New York. It's 2 a.m. there. There isn't a store open, and even if there. Kay, then wake someone up and make them open the store for me. I need this phone, now. Now, this conversation went round and round in circles for about 5 minutes. It had been a long day, it was the end of my shift, and at this point, my friends are waiting for me, so we can all go to IHOP and blow off some steam. It's Tulsa, Oklahoma, there wasn't anything else open at that time of night. I kept trying to explain to her the simple fact that I couldn't instantaneously get her the replacement phone, and she kept interrupting me, demanding she get it right now. And I was starting to get pissed, and I was about to sacrifice my job if I heard the word, "Now one more time." "Kay, why won't you give me my phone now?" And there it was. I took a deep breath, found my center, then, with a firm but calm tone to my voice that belied the fury boiling inside of me, I said, "Ma'am, I sincerely apologize, but all of our transporters have been infected with a computer virus. You don't want me to beam you a mutated phone that would bite off your ear, then embed itself into your brain, now, would you? No, you would not. So you'll just have to wait patiently while we use 21st century technology to get your replacement phone to you in 5 to 7 business days. I am ending this call, now. Thank you, and good night." Click. I logged off, I grabbed my coat, and stood up, ready to finally leave. And there was my supervisor, standing in her cubicle, giving me the stink eye. She gestured for me to come to her, and, like a dog that knew it had done a bad thing, I slunk across the call center. "You do understand that I'm going to have to write you up for that, right?" I nodded. She looked around, and no one but my friends were looking in our direction. Then she reached down and tapped a key on her keyboard. Then she tapped a second one. Then a third. Then she looked up at me, and a smile twitched on her lips. "We're just going to pretend this never happened, okay?" "Nee, ma'am?" "Yeah, you lasted longer than I would have." Chuckles, and I have to admit, that was a pretty creative comeback. Become stern again, but never, ever do that again. "Nee, yes ma'am." "No problem." That was not the first time, nor would it be the last time, that my smart mouth overruled my idiot brain when dealing with a Karen. I'm honestly surprised I've never been fired for it. I'm retired now, so I beat the odds. I should have used my luck on the lottery, instead. What would the supervisor do if SHE got that dingbat screaming like Veruca Salt in her ear? I love this. There's a call center sub that would enjoy this story too. One of the worst calls I had to deal with was a situation where a previous agent had promised a replacement phone was going to be delivered in 3 days, only the customer lived in because an extremely rural area where there was limited mail service, and realistically it was going to be 14 days or more. Had that agent bothered to check versus offering the standard, the customer wouldn't have been expecting their phone so soon. I ended up sending the call to a higher agent because I couldn't fix the problem, no one could. As a current call center person, I really enjoyed this, and your writing/storytelling is very good. I loved your comeback, and I'm so glad your manager looked the other way. I have to tame my inner smartass every day, multiple times a day, to keep me out of trouble with demanding entitled people who ask for the impossible. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.